Okay, fourth grade. Now, if you were with me in person, now that you've finished making your sway, I wish we could spend days just taking turns and presenting our work. But being in a remote setting makes that a little bit complicated. So today and tomorrow, you're going to be giving me a tour of sway by screen recording yourself and turning it into an iMovie project. But let's take it one step at a time. Today, you're going to screen record yourself presenting your sway project. The first step in screen recording is making sure that your iPad is set up to screen record. So let's go into your iPad's settings. Open the settings, which will take you to a menu that looks like this. And you're going to be looking for a tab called the Control Center. Look at where my mouse is right now. It's right underneath the general that we're already in, and it has a gray icon with little switches on it. 2 words starting with the letter C, Control Center. Once you tap on Control Center, you will see a list of tools with red subtraction symbols and green plus signs. You're going to scroll down to the list of green plus signs. The subtraction marks mean these are things that are already inside of your menu, and the green plus signs mean these are things that you can add to your menu. So we want to add screen recording. So when you scroll down to your green plus signs, look for screen recording. It's right where my mouse is. It's got a red icon with a target center in the middle called screen recording. You're going to tap on the green plus sign so that it goes into your menu of things that are in your control center. And then there will be, right down at the bottom, the most recently added thing. Now it's in your control center. Once you've set up your control center settings, that means that in the top corner of your iPad, where you see your battery icon, you can swipe down to access your control center. Now there's a toggle button down at the bottom, and that record toggle will be how you access screen recording. Notice on my screen when it's not activated, it looks like this. Right underneath the bell, it's got that same target symbol. But then when I press down on it, it looks like this. It's starting to record. Now, if you simply just tap on the record button, what's going to happen is that it'll record your iPad, and it will record any noise that your iPad makes, but it's not going to automatically activate your microphone. And I can't do a presentation with a sway unless I'm talking to my iPad. So we want to activate your screen recording and your microphone at the same time. When you hold down the record button inside of your menu, so going back, instead of tapping it, if you held it down for a few seconds, it will open up a menu and a microphone button. Make sure you tap on microphone on because this is going to record your voice. Whenever it's activated, it's going to be red. If your microphone is not activated, this button looks gray. And then when you're ready to start recording, you would tap start recording. You don't need to particularly pick out a certain app or anything. As you move around, it will pick up what you're doing. You just would tap on start recording. When you see the red recording icon in the top of the screen, that means that whatever you're doing on the iPad is currently being recorded. So you can see my top corner of the screen right there. Since you see the red toggle, that means that whatever I'm doing on my iPad is now recording. So once you get your iPad recording, let's open up Sway. You know the deal. You're going to open up Class Link and tap on Office 365 to locate the Sway that you've been working on for those 4 school days. Locate the Sway icon. Remember, it's at the bottom of the right menu right here, and then you're going to tap on it. Select your Sway project that you most recently did and open it up. And be sure that your sway is in play mode for your video presentation, because what you're going to be doing is giving a tour of your sway. If you're wondering what does a tour of the sway look like, at the end of this video, I'll give you an example of mine. But I'm also going to explain step by step how to do this tour. So let's say you just opened up your sway and you see this. The first thing that you want to do is introduce the title and that title image. So for example, I would say, I'm going to be presenting about my sway, about Claudette Coleman. That explains the title and who the sway is about. Next, start to introduce your stack. Tap on the stack, have it animate and swipe. You're going to describe each image and then read the sentence that you wrote until you go through the entire stack. After you finish your stack, you're going to present your slideshow. Read each caption that you wrote for each of the slides of the slideshow. Be sure that you tap through each slide and read the caption until the entire slideshow starts over. That's how you know you've finished. When you finish, close your presentation with a statement that says, "And that's my presentation on Claudette Coleman." Find some way to have a really nice, clean ending to your video. Once you finish presenting on your sway, you want to stop screen recording. So you're going to swipe back down on the battery toggle menu, where you're going to tap on the screen recording button again. This will end your recording. So now let's look at an example of what a finished screen recording might look like. Now keep in mind the video that I'm about to show you is what it's going to look like after you finish editing it in iMovie. So mine's going to have a little bit of extra flair and jazz on it. Don't worry, you'll do the same thing to yours. But in the meantime, just pay attention to the details and the way that I present my sway. Today I'm going to be presenting on Claudette Coleman. Claudette Coleman was born on September 5th, 1939. This is an image of her when she was younger. Claudette was born in Montgomery, Alabama. This is a picture of the city of Montgomery, Alabama. Claudette Coleman is still alive today. This is a photo of Claudette Coleman later in her life. This is my slideshow. Claudette Coleman is famous because when she was 15, she refused to give up her seat on the bus and was arrested. Her arrest is what inspired Rosa Parks to protest and do the same thing. Most people remember Rosa Parks, but didn't know that Claudette did it first. Claudette Coleman moved to New York City when she was 19. Claudette grew up to be a nurse aide. I think Claudette is brave because she stood up for what was right, even when it meant getting in trouble. And that's my sway that I made about Claudette Coleman.